Greetings and salutations, fans of Dota 2. It is I, Badger, once again back for some more League of Lads Season 7 action. I am joined, as per usual, by the one, the only, 7K WASD extraordinaire Artorius. How are you tonight?
Oh god. Now everyone knows I'm a WSD gamer.
I mean, you advertised it in your matchup between Artorius.
I didn't advertise that one.
Alright, then he advertised it then. It's out there regardless. It is known canon at this point. For those who follow the Artorius lore.
That's some boring lore right there.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. Looking over at the stuff on the screen in front of us, we have Team Rarecandy taking on Team Roleswap. Once again, the lobby appears to be having some glitches involving teams and things being tagged up properly. I'm going to assume it is not the players in the lobby's fault because it is a reoccurring trend as of recently. Looking over at the standings though, Rarecandy currently are 1-3 versus Roleswap currently are 0-2. So both teams not off to the start necessarily they might have wanted, and both of them can definitely use a bounce back 2-0 here if the opportunity provides. There is one thing I do want to mention though, something I've been informed about very recently, is there was a player swap on the Team Rarecandy side. Artorius as the admin, Kara2 Lettuce Animal, what happened there?
I don't know the reasoning behind it, but they got rid of their mid-player bloodline, and Skull Ice is moving to mid, and they brought in Jarl or Larry backwards as their 4-player.
Alright then, so hopefully the fit there is okay. Nothing's too disastrous on the first night with this particular 5-man permutation of Dota players. Looking over at the bans, nothing too out of the ordinary. Bristle Void being banned by Roleswap. Grimstroke Centaur being banned out by Rarecandy. Roleswap open with a Tusk pick, and do we know what roles they're playing tonight on Roleswap, or what's the deal tonight?
Yeah, but I just realized because your stream just started that it did not catch me saying "fuck MX Squire," and now I'm sad.
You want to say it anyways? Just put it into the world. There's a reason why I wait like 10 seconds, because sometimes it takes a few seconds for stuff to start working. So there's a reason why I have the pause, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to say "fuck MX Squire" in the pause.
You've said it twice in the last 10 seconds, so I'm sure the world knows your opinions on your mid laner.
I don't think I said "fuck MX Squire" that many times.
I mean, do you mean today or in general? Because both of them are sizable numbers.
I don't think I said "fuck MX Squire" in a sizable number today.
You said it 4 times in the last 30 seconds. And I'm sure the lifetime you come up on the 10,000 mark, but that's a different issue whatsoever. That's the absurdity of it. We have a Tusk opener for Roleswap though, and Rarecandy with their 6-7 picks respond with Lion and Tiny. We're assuming this is a Tiny 4, or is possibly something crazy in the works for Rarecandy?
I'm assuming it could be a flex to mid. I know Beast of US East plays at 3. I'm not sure if anybody else plays at 3. I haven't seen him play at 3 in a while though. He hasn't played it since last season.
That also is the Beast of US East though. That man is, as the kids say nowadays, built different.
Yeah.
Speaking of heroes, we're definitely not built different though. We have Jakiro, the twin-headed dragon, for the last pick of the first phase. So if the Tiny goes 4, that means all 4 supports are on the table. The Tusk Jakiro for Roleswap a little more defined. The Lion Tiny a bit more ambiguous, but supports have been picked nonetheless. Given some of the players in this lobby have some interesting hero picks in the repertoire. Any hero in particular you're kind of hoping for as a Dota fan here?
I'm interested to see what Walrus Abuser picks. He typically has some unorthodox picks. I think so far throughout this season he hasn't really gotten any of those. But in a couple of scrims he's picked some wild heroes. But that was back when he was playing 4. I don't know if his hero pool is a little bit different for 3. I do like the band so far. I hate seeing a lot of these heroes in my game. Mainly Void, Jug, and Medusa, and Bristleback.
I was going to say...
Yeah, the other 2 I don't really care about, but...
Anybody who knows me personally knows my opinions on that third band of the Radiance. It's not particularly high.
I don't know what Badger hates more, his scroll wheel or Medusa.
So I feel like the scroll wheel meme has gotten bigger in the last few weeks than it was in the moment. I don't know. You guys keep bringing up the scroll wheel again.
You were like screaming it, and we were all laughing at it, and we just kind of like ignored it for like a month and a half, and then we just started bringing it back up again. It was great.
Listen, it was a legitimate grievance, sir.
I've never actually heard Badger genuinely angry. I've heard him disappointed, like when I say Nero was the best Roman emperor. I bet you his face is hysterical right now. However,
blank face disappointment right now.
However, I have never heard him genuinely angry as when his scroll wheel was broken.
So it was a traumatic. Okay, traumatic's the wrong word, but it was a frustrating experience to have my scroll wheel just stop working in the middle of a Dota match. Kind of made me angry, you know. It made me a very sad man, you know. It was very mad man, I should say as well. Was not particularly happy on that fine. I think we still won that game actually.
Yeah, but you were pretty triggered throughout.
I was certainly triggered. The scroll wheel, not a fan. Back to more relevant issues at hand. We are coming up now on the final ban of this penultimate ban phase. We have Dusa, Sand King, Axe banned out by the Radiance, Jug, Storm, and a to-be-determined hero being banned out by the Dire. We're still looking at a lot of cores on both teams. Certainly some offlaners, some mid laners, some safe laners in for both teams possibly. And a lot of good heroes are not banned. Obviously, Centaur, one of the primary heroes of the patch, has been banned. Dusa has been banned. But there still are some very good heroes remaining. Mars. Hard to tell where Mars is in the current meta, but that hero is still available. A lot of team in Lads have liked Mars a lot. Other than that, though, a lot of like the premier offlanders are not available other than, obviously, Broodmother, but... Do teams really want to pick Brood in general, though? It's kind of an honorless hero, to be honest.
Yeah, but you say that, but the most, in quotation marks, honorable 3-player I know even started playing it, so...
The man in question has no honor, you know it, but looking at the actual heroes, we have Hoodwink being picked, which actually adds to the mystique of where these heroes are going to go, because Hoodwink can play 4, can play 2, Tiny can play 4, can play 2 as well, so depending on what Roleswap end up having as their mid laner, we could see a Tiny mid, we could see a Hoodwink mid. What are your thoughts here on the positional versatility that Rarecandy has in their draft so far?
It's Lion mid.
Very useful analysis. You've proposed a third solution. Put the hero that we know is going to be a support this game, probably the 5 in the safe lane supporting their carry player. Middle lane Lion. He'll get the talents that gives him 70 HP per Finger of Death stack. It'll give him so much HP. Yes, very useful. Thank you.
If Lion's mid, I'm abandoning the game.
You're not going to laugh at me or anything? Say I told you, so you're just going to straight up abandon at that point?
No, I'm just going to go play Mordhau.
Oh, well, I think we will not be seeing a Tiny mid on this fine day. That is a Razor, certainly here, who can match up well into a Tiny in lane. On the flip side, though, we don't really know where the Razor's going to go yet. There's a hero who can be run middle lane, you can run him safe lane, you can run him off lane. There's a hero who kind of just ruins the game of any melee chorus he happens to be laning into, with very few exceptions.
Jakiro mid, Razor 5. He has a slow. Fantastic 5.
This is
If you think about it, he has a slow like CM, and he can reduce the damage of the enemy carry like Bane. This is a support.
Is Bane even good?
No.
So if Bane's already bad, you want to instead have them go with budget Bane, like the great value brand Bane here.
Bane's good against 2 heroes right now, and that is Alchemist and Huskar. And that's just strictly because he reduces health regen with his Q by like 60%. And both of those heroes just want to buy a BKB and hit people so they can be gripped. Other than that, I think Bane's just a dog shit hero right now. And I spammed that hero.
Well, I think I know where the Razor might be now with that pick being picked. Could be an offlane Razor, try to limit the Slark's ability to have a good lane. Obviously, Slark can pounce away from the static link, but it's still not a fun time for Slark. Looking at
a interesting hero right now. You don't see it too often.
I feel like it's a hero where you see it sometimes, but only sometimes. You know, where you'll see a hero get picked somewhat frequently in pubs and occasionally in competitive games. Where it's not like it's this bottom of the barrel hero where it's unplayable, but it's just he seems to not do what a lot of the meta carries like to do. You know.
Yeah, I think he's a good hero right now. He just doesn't fit into the meta of the way people are playing the game, per se.
And the strange part is, too, like, this is a hero who can jungle easily at level 6. There's a hero who can buy S and Y as well. He can buy Echo Saber, all these cool items. And yet he still is not that good.
I think he's one of the better Deuce counters, and I think people have started realizing that.
Well, there is one better Deuce counter, though, and Radiant haven't played it. It's called Bandit Hero.
Yeah.
They have the number one possible Deuce counter. I guess we will not be seeing the Razor into Slark lane matchup, though. That's a Mars. Unless they go with some real off-meta Mars mid stuff, which we have seen from, I think the team at the time, Step Rome Stuck picked him mid at some points. But generally speaking, you see the hero strictly as a 3-role hero, which means the Razor will be 1 or 2, perhaps, depending on the matchup. And the Mars will be leading into the Slark. What's your thoughts there on this? We're assuming a Mars Tusk lane into Slark Lion. What's the dynamics of that matchup?
I think both heroes both cores can farm relatively well. Lion will have to definitely be careful. Obviously, Tusk plus Mars can kill him quite easily. I don't think they really have any kill threat on Slark, but I don't think they have much kill threat the other way either, onto the Mars or Tusk. Obviously, Mars being one of those strength heroes that a lot of these lane dominators like Slark and Ursa, in theory, want to play into. However, he can just spear you away, and his W just wins most trades for Mars.
Alright then. On the flip side, we are looking at least one, if not 2 mid laners to be picked, though neither team is banning out mid laners, so perhaps it is a Hoodwink mid and a Razor mid. And we're just looking at a carry for Roleswap and an offlane hero for Rarecandy. Currently, we are waiting on the Roleswap pick, so that's going to be a very telling pick as to what the plan is, I'm assuming.
Hear me out.
I'm assuming.
Mid Tusk, and you pick 4 AA, and then you just Ice Blast Slark.
But why?
Damn, it would have been amazing if they picked that.
I don't know if amazing is the right word about that one, but still.
So you Ice Blast a Slark, and then Tusk just buys like a Desolator and just blink and punches him in the face, and he just dies.
How do you have 7k?
No
how do you have 7k?
I don't know.
Where are you winning these games from?
These are the strats that I employed in my pubs. Like
that's why I'm wondering, how have you won these games?
Like I pick Bane, and just like level 4, I'll just buy a smoke and just smoke mid and Nightmare the guy and kill him mid. And he just abandons the game. It's the easiest MMR of my life.
Alright, so we've figured out who's playing what on Roleswap. We have a logical offlane Mars. We have Jinx actually returning the 4, which could be cool. We have a Freebase playing carry and Pattern playing mid. This actually could be decent distribution of roles on that one. Rarecandy, meanwhile, they're... Wait a minute. Pangolier.
Mid Hoodwink. Yes.
So
offlane Pangolier.
This is, isn't that their carry player, though?
Oh, yeah.
His name is literally 1 or 5, please.
Yeah, Walrus Abuser is the offlaner, so I'm interested to see if 1 or 5 is playing 3, or if they're going with some sort of weird Slark 3.
Like, are both teams role swapping? Is this so we're seeing?
Here
I
we
am
go.
so genuinely confused with what's going on here. I've been waiting to cast one of these Roleswap games. This is just
Or it might even be a Pango mid.
crazy. I mean, this is hard to tell sometimes. If you had to choose between the two drafts, which of the two would you go with here?
That is a good question. I would have to go with the Slark and Hoodwink Dire draft. I think the team fight is relatively even both ways, but I think the Luna's going to have a bit of a rough game, no matter how much farm they get. Obviously, Slark can just kind of hit her for free. Pop his ulti, can even pick up the shard, make sure Luna can't hit anyone on his team. Hoodwink, a little bit of a broken hero in the sense that it does an insane amount of damage with very few items. And they have a lot of gap close with this Pangolier.
I think let's see, you're preferring the dire side draft here.
Yeah.
I think on the flip side, I actually like the Radiant draft. I think they have an incredibly easy team fight combination to execute, where it's, hey, put down Mars ulti, hey, put down tag team, hey, use Ice Path, Macropire, Eclipse, farm on Luna, and it seems kind of hard to mess up that combo, you know what I mean? I think if this Luna can farm well, they can have a very good time in the fights. But you mentioned that the Luna might struggle no matter how many items she has. There's a very good chance if you're going to put that idea to the test this game, where it's Luna is going to farm a lot of gold, I'm assuming. Either way, if you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of Roleswap, taking on Rarecandy. If you are looking at the teams, that is correct. Itachi is not here. He is no longer with this team. We have, there are 4 players, Skull Ice, swapping to mid, and we have Ural, aka Larry, former, I believe, Coconuts gaming member from last season, has moved to the 4 role. So there's a different team going on. Meanwhile, speaking of different teams, we have the Radiant team, obviously doing their role swap shenanigans. We have Logical, notably in the off lane this game. My name is Badger. I am with the one and only Artorius, and we are currently in a pause.
Hey, Badger. Oh, wait. I can't draw on the map during a pause?
Yeah, you can, you just can't see it. Like I'm drawing, but you can't see it, I
Oh.
don't think.
You can draw it on the map. I meant like on the actual screen. Like, you know how you do your stupid box with the X to it?
It's a very cool box, sir.
I was going to draw a Mogus.
I know you're great to draw it. You draw it every time. Because
But yeah, I think going back a little bit to the drafts, I think Radiant can definitely win this game just based off the draft. But I think a lot of their team fight and execution is going to be a little bit reliant on these Mars ultis. Because that's probably their primary source of initiation. Other than that, they only really have counter initiation or maybe a blink play from Tusk. Whereas Dire, I think, have a little bit more initiation, potentially with a blink on Pango. They have the Tiny. They could even pick up a blink on Lion, or they could just from long range sort of bushwhack.
I was actually one step ahead of you as you were going through the initiation method. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go Pango to Tiny to Lion to Hoodwink. I even hover over Bushwhack before you say it. I think I'm on point there. I am ready.
Were you ready for the final form of initiation? What if they pick up an Ags on Slark?
I mean, it's certainly a way to do it. I mean, you have the double pounce, right? You get linked, you pounce away, you pounce back in. It's fantastic. Alright, what's in the all chat currently? I love that every series in this starts 40 minutes after pause time. Technically, we're only 31 minutes after start time, sir. If we're paused for 9 more minutes, then that's a different issue, but... I mean, that is correct. There's definitely a lot of degenerates in the Dota community at large. A lot of degenerates in the North American Dota community, a lot of degenerates in North American amateur competitive Dota community, and especially a lot of degenerates in the League of Lads. So that's an accurate observation for pattern there. Oh,
Well.
we did it! Jesus Christ, they're threatening the forfeits.
Are you guys gonna play the game? Are you guys gonna play the game?
I'm not even gonna comment on this one.
You know, this is the second series that I think casted with you of this Roleswap team so far, and the amount of times that the cut voice line of "Are you going to play the game?" has been used in a perfect timing is hilarious.
I think we watched that series together, and I don't think we were there for
We
that
didn't
one.
pass it. Oh, okay.
No, let's go to Karate, I believe.
Oh right, yeah, we watched. We were just in the call.
We were waiting for our series. We're seeing
Yeah.
a Earthspike though onto Logical. He will be fine though, and a little bit of trade went on. We're seeing now a toss onto Remedy, but there appears to be okay. There's an Earthspike in one, but it will not be in range to its hero. Now tag team is there. They're turning onto Urel, but Mr. Larry there is fine. Acorn Shot was used, but ultimately nobody will die. Simply regen being exchanged in both directions, and I believe what 2 bounty runes both sides. Yeah, 2 bounty runes for both sides, with one being unclaimed by both sides for the bottle that is inevitably going to come out for both sides. Alright, welcome to Dota. We have simultaneously 5 1v1s going on right now. Support's already setting up to trade in the side lanes, and then of course, core is trading in the side lanes, and well, most obviously the core is trading in the mid lane. That is where we are at in Dota, and currently Urel is not getting the better of the trade with Remedy. He is very low HP, but he has boots and he's a tiny, so he will do the tried and tested method of walking away.
In the mid lane, Pattern getting the early lead, managed to take 34 damage, and from Skull Ice, who was unable to last it under his tower with only like 10 damage for the entire 2 creep waves.
We're seeing bottom lane too. They're abusing this Tiny being low HP. They saw Tiny have to go use a salve, and as a result, they used the dual breath and everything on the Tangle layer, and it was a rough time. They had attempted toss play as well, but they missed on any heroes, so no kills were had. If you were to bet where the first blood would be, where do you think it's going to be? Mid lane, top lane, bot lane, in the jungle somewhere?
I think it's going to be mid lane. I think top lane, a lot of both sides have good kill potential, but I also think none of these players are going to go down that easily. I think they're good enough to recognize when they're going to die or not. And I think bottom lane, neither side really has that great of kill potential until they have more levels.
Speaking of top lane, Spear is there on AEZ, Jinx is coming in, Logical coming in. First of all, will be drawn to the top lane, and as that happens, Wallace Abuser moves to Jinx, but cannot get the counter kill there. So simply, first blood drawn by Roleswap, and no counter kills were involved yet.
Right, apparently I need to eat my words on that one.
And we're seeing a Spear once again there on Slark, but simply slightly too early. Dark Pact was still active, so what could have been 2 kills ends up only being 1 kill and a salve forced out. And looking over our last hits, all 3 lanes, Roleswap are slightly in the lead, though now we're seeing a toss and an avalanche onto Remedy in the bottom lane, but Swashbuckle is there, so Remedy will go down, and now we are at 1-1 in kill score, both side lanes drawing 1 kill on a support, both on the 5 for that matter. And in come bounty runes being claimed. Pattern will grab 2 bounty runes. And does Skull Ice have his bottle? He does. Also, there will be 2 bounty runes claimed by him as well, so a lot of regen will be claimed by these middle lane gamers. Seems like we've had a very, I don't want to say standard, but a pretty regular laning phase. Nothing too out of the ordinary happening just yet. Simply your usual side lane on side lane interactions. Are you at the point currently where you're just sick of these like these simultaneous 1v1s going on the side lanes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them. Well, I didn't mind them at the start of the patch when they actually mattered, but it has become irrelevant how many times you kill someone in lane. Oh. I feel like with the recent patch, a lot of the skill out of the laning phase is gone. You kind of just block camps with sentries, and you just watch to see who can last it better. That's kind of about it.
See, I figured if I brought that up, I would get something of value. I definitely did. I know this is a sore topic for you as a somebody who enjoys killing gamers in the lane. Speaking of killing gamers in the lane, we're seeing a 2-man Earthspike top lane. Hexa is all on logical, but AZ is being hit by 2 heroes with tag teams, taking a lot of damage. God's Rebuke is there, and a second kill will go to logical there on the offlane Mars.
Yeah, in the meantime, in the mid lane while that went on, Razor got gone on by a Hoodwink under tower. But unfortunately, Skull Ice did not have quite enough damage to kill the Razor, but it does send pattern back to base.
I'm at the point now where Skull Ice is going to be about a half level ahead of the Razor when the Razor returns to the lane, so good time will be had by the Hoodwink, perhaps with that ultimates. Keyword is perhaps. Overall, though, or as far as the laning phase has gone, is either team taking a bit of a lead yet, or are both teams fine at what's happening so far?
I think both teams are relatively fine.
Yeah, bottom lane,
bot
they
lane,
will kill Urel, but it might be in exchange for Luna. Swashbuckle is up in 4 if he can hit it, but it will be a very long-range Swashbuckle. Can he hit it? No, he will miss in the trees through my division, and now will be 2 kills for the side of Roleswap. Both of them going to the Luna, so fantastic trade there. But as that happens, we're seeing Razor run at Skull Ice, but there is a handy-dandy haste rune on the Hoodwink, so there will be absolutely 0 kills there for the Razor.
Well, what I was about to say before the fight happened, and I promptly shut up so that you could cast it, was I think both teams are kind of fine with what's going on relatively, but I think the Raiden are pretty happy about this bottom lane, especially after those 2 kills after that. The Luna's farming very well, and if she can pick up an early Manta, she can kind of just control one half of the map.
Alright, Snowball is there, middle lane 2v2 engagements going on. Ural will go down, and speaking of Ural, I thought he would not die earlier. I thought you're in the bottom lane he might just die and it would be an inconsequential engagement. I was going to let you talk. I was like, yeah, this bot lane fight won't matter. Turned into a double kill, so it's a good thing I started saying words.
Yeah, well, I was looking at it and I was like, this Swashbuckle's level 3. That could do a lot of damage to Luna. She doesn't have a very high health.
Could have easily been a 1 kill out of direction, but it's obviously a bit of a hard play there as a Pangolier, because you could have the Swashbuckle at multiple different angles, and unfortunately for him, he chose incorrectly.
Yeah, although he is 6 now, so they have a lot more kill potential in this lane.
Yeah, they even rotated the Skull Ice over, so this is time for the kill, perhaps. They have 3 here. This is a huge kill on Luna if they can get it. Now Rolling Thunder is there. In comes the Bushwhack, and down goes the Luna. Absolutely massive kill. They will not find Remedy on Jakiro. He is well away from the engagement sites, but just killing Luna enough is massive. We're seeing some stacking going on, actually, too.
Yeah.
The triple stack on this camper.
There's actually a little bit of an interesting item build. Actually opting for the Atos instead of the Maelstrom first on the Hoodwink. Most of the time, I think you kind of see the Maelstrom picked up just so that they can farm a little bit with Acorn's shot. But I think Skull Ice is looking to be a little bit more active.
As that happens, Avalanche Toss is their bottom lane on Jakiro, though Remedy appears to be A-okay. They had an attempt on Pangolier before that, but it did not connect. Meanwhile, middle lane, Tag Toss. Tag Team is there. They're trying to kill Skull Ice. Link is used. Sharpshooter is used, but it will not matter. Skull Ice dead before it can use it. Now, Lawless Abuser has rotated over half the pounce there on Pattern, so it was a 1-for-1 trade. Both mid laners go down, and we are at the point now where, as it currently stands, Roleswap appear to be pretty okay with what is going on in this Dota game. Other than the Slark, there are not too many huge, largely farmed problem heroes right now. Obviously, Slark is 71-4 in CS, but the Pangolier and the Hoodwink both are suffering right now. Yeah, it's now a full 1k gold lead at mid 9, so that's a somewhat decent lead. Obviously not too sizable, but every lead counts in Dota sometimes. And they might just parlay that one with a 2-man smoke, Logical and Jinx rotating over. Lion has the stun, Pattern dropping low, Snowball comes in from Jinx, Hex is there, onto the Pattern, but as that happens, Logical went on Skulllights went down, now we're seeing Tusk on top of Lion, we're seeing a Static Link on top of Urel, AZ goes down to go to Urel as well as 3 kills for Roleswap, and well, it's looking even better now for Roleswap. They recognized they were strong, they took the fight to them, and they happened to catch them in the middle of their ganks. Not only did they save their mid laner Pattern, but they kill 3.
Yeah, it was a really good rotation from the Tusk and the Mars there. Able to not only get the kill on the Hoodwink, but actually disrupt the chance to get that Hoodwink ulti off and finish off that Razor.
It's not over yet, though. In comes Rolling Thunder, looking for Logical. We're seeing an Avalanche toss onto Jinx as well. Neither are dead just yet. Static Link now is there onto Pangolier. We're seeing a toss on Jinx away from the Dire team, but now Pangolier is very low. They're still running at him. Logical has Spear from long range. Will be dominating now on this Pangolier, and they're also running at AZ on Lion. He'll go down. Bushwhack was there on Remedy, but there's absolutely nothing to be done for the Dire other than perhaps die on Urel. Yeah, Dual Breath is there. Sharpshooter's there on Pattern, but once again, double kill for the Razor. And bottom lane as well, they're now running at the Slark. Luna was attempted on by the Slark, but Jakiro has rotated in. Dual Breath was missed, but importantly, Luna is still alive.
Yeah, getting some very good jukes in the trees again there.
I missed all of that.
She managed to juke around just before the Jakiro TP'd in, and Jakiro was able to scare off the Slark.
It was one of those, hey, I'm watching things in the mid lane. And it's like, oh, bottom lane, yes, Luna is dying. I should probably go there now.
I'm actually surprised at the net worth difference. It is only 11 minutes and it is a 2k gold lead, but it's 12-3.
Yeah, I mean, they have done a relatively decent job in farming their Slark for Walrus Abuser. Yes, kept up. Actually exceeded the farm of the Luna, but other than that, it's not fantastic farm-wise.
Yeah. But until they pick up this Blink on Mars, they might only be able to apply so much map pressure, and Dire might be able to catch up a little bit.
Alright, Rolling Thunder is there. There was an attempt on the Luna, but that one did not work at all. Pangolier is now in the Tri-Camp area, but Radiant Heroes might just collapse on him. Luna is there, has Lucent Beam, obviously, if she wants to use it. Uses it now. Pattern is rotating over to TP from Pangolier, and it will barely get off in time. Slightly out of range of that Ice Path, so they did not punish Pangolier for what was a very ambitious 1v1 solo kill attempt. Ultimately, nothing happens once again.
I'm surprised they used Lucent Beam, however. That should only TP cancel there, and you saw him use Swashbuckle, so he could have just kind of kept him there until the Razor showed up.
Yeah, I was a little bit early there on that one. I mean, sometimes you just forget, oh wait, we have no cancels and we have no damage. You can just TP in front of us, and it's just Dota 2 for you in that case. Looking at Dire, they might smoke. Oh, they do smoke as 5. Looking at Radiant Vision, they did not see it. They are now running top. It will be a 5-on-5 engagement by that outpost area. Luna, possibly the targets. Stark, pops a smoke. In comes Swashbuckle, it misses. Now we're seeing Rolling Thunder come in. Necropire, though, is in the middle. In comes Logical. Has the ulti on 3, and now Lion drops low. Sharpshooter comes in. Down goes Lion. Down goes Hoodwink as well. Radiant still RS5. Now they're running at Slark and also running at the Urel. Slark should escape, as will the Tiny, so it's only 2 kills. Correction, Pattern's still going in for the Slark, but Slark has a wand. Pattern, though, has a haste rune. It's now over. He's still going in. Shield Crash is there, but Slark's very low. Dark Pact is there. He needs one more hit for the Razor. Cannot get it. Now in comes Ice Path. They move to Pangolier. Dual Breath misses. And as it was 30 seconds ago, it will still end up being a 2-for-0 engagement in the very end.
Yeah, I think as juicy as that... Oh, fight.
It's still going! It's non-stop. They've respawned. They want to fight. Ice Path, it missed somehow. Now Earth Spike's there on the Luna. They go in with the pounce. Bushwhack is there. Snowball, though, saves from Jinx. Sharpshooter. It was tanked by the Tusks, so Luna's still alive. AZ, for the second time, the spike goes down. And now, Jinx goes down. Slark goes down. Skull Ice, once again low. They might try to kill him for a second time this fight. Acorn Shot was used, and it will apparently be enough to save the Hoodwink. And now it's turned into a 4-for-1 engagement. This time with Slark, who barely escaped at the end of the last engagement, dies.
Yeah, I think the 5-man smoke there, they saw the Luna and they probably thought, this is perfect, we can kill the enemy carry. That is unironically the last person you want to go on in a 5v5 fight, because everybody else on that team has team fight or counter initiation except for Luna. And she's level 11. She doesn't do all that much damage right now. You need to take out the Razor, you need to take out the Jakiro, you need to take out the Mars, the Tusk, and unfortunately they ran into the Luna.
Yeah, they tried to go on her twice in that fight. The first initial initiation after the smoke, as well as that second initiation, they both times tried to go on the Luna, and they almost killed her twice, but it just did not work, and now, sort of like, counterproductively, Luna's #1 net worth hero, thanks to those kills, giving her so much gold.
Yeah, I think even if you do kill her there, it's not worth it. You're still going to lose the fight. The moment they dropped Mars ulti, there was just nothing that Dire could really do. No one even got speared into the wall, but it just didn't matter. They were just stuck in against the Radiant.
Alright, looks like Radiant may be smoking this time. They are currently sitting around doing nothing mid lane. That is the telltale marker of, hey, we're about to smoke. Guess they're waiting on their main man, Logical, who does have a Blink Dagger now. And never mind. Oh, there it is! There's a 4-man smoke. Everybody but the Luna is involved, who is just chilling with the Ancients. I'm sure can just walk over with her move speed. Pattern leads the way. Looking at Radiant Vision, they see nothing other than Hoodwink top. They run into Slark. Slark, though, pounces away. Lion had the Earth Spike there on Logical Black Lens, so initiation was disrupted, but now in comes Static Link there on Larry. Larry! Absolutely dead. And luckily for the Dire, it is only the 4 Tiny being lost and nobody else.
Yeah, could have been much worse.
The initial target was the Slark, but he was able to get away, and luckily for them, Logical was stunned by Lion in the backline, so there was no arena in time. That was a very good... I mean, technically a stun, but effectively a blink cancel, allowing only Tiny to die there. Oh, it might be time for another smoke. We're seeing another grouping by Dire. Oh, there it is. There's their last smoke, though. As far as I can tell, Dire are out of smokes. It's a 3-man smoke. Looking at their vision, they only see a Logical bottom on Mars, so not an easy kill, and he's in the trees with the TP. If he escapes here, it's an absolute disaster for the Dire. He has the blink and the TP. Bushwhack is there. It was missed. Logical now blinks to the right. They're pinging him out. They know where he blinked to, but it is too little, too late. And now, for Rarecandy, this game only gets harder.
Yeah, I think that the right idea there, realizing that Mars is kind of the target they need to go on if they want to make anything happen around the map, and to relieve the pressure a little bit. But unfortunately for them, they do not find him in the trees.
Yeah, simply a little bit off the mark. You know what they say. I mean, Dota is it's a game of inches, and had the Bushwhack been slightly different, perhaps a minimum for the blind Bushwhack, I believe, slightly missing the mark. Had they have hit, perhaps it would have been a very important kill there on the main team fight engine in that Mars, but instead, Radiant are simply pushing the top lane, and will push a hell of a lot faster than the Dire were pushing in the bottom lane. Alright, we are 6k gold lead already for Roleswap. They are up by 13 kills. They are currently up in terms of towers. They have only lost 1 tower. They have killed 3, and they also now have this enemy side outpost. If you are Rarecandy and you're starting to really lose this map control, what is the play you would make here to start bringing this game back?
I think you got to take out this mid tower somehow. That's what's allowing the Radiant to play so aggressively, and stopping all of your aggressive plays onto this Luna. This Luna can just really farm this triangle, and there's no way for you to really go in there and take her out. And if you do go in there and take her out, there's 2 towers that the Radiant can TP to and take you out afterwards with. So they're definitely on the back foot now.
That's why it's difficult. So this is a rough game state to be in. Down around something K gold, down in towers, and with Lant that might not necessarily even be better in the late game. It's never necessarily a great time. And right now, Roleswap are still playing as 5 in this dire jungle area, pushing in the top lane, pushing in the mid lane, slowly sieging the mid tower, while simultaneously taking the attention of 4 different dire players. Only Stark able to farm right now. We're seeing Skull Ice. He's the man trying the deep push, but he's been caught by Logical, and Mars Arena is there. Spear, though, was missed, but it did not matter. Walrus Punch certainly finished that man. Now in comes Snowball. They're on AEZ. He drops low. He goes down. Pangolier has the Rolling Thunder simply to escape, and now they will instead run over to the Tiny, though he had a Blink and an Invis rune, so it is only 2 kills for the Dire. But for the Radiants, it is time to siege the mid-tier 2 tower. Fairly unopposed, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The problem with Hoodwink is I'm gonna go sit in the trees, defend this tower. What are they gonna do to stop me? And then Mars just walks in and deletes every tree in a 10-mile radius, and you're kind of screwed.
That's the moment you're in that Mars range. Like, oh yeah, I have no BKB yet. I am dead. As it currently stands, Hoodwink is give or take like 5,000 gold away from a BKB if that's her next item, so it won't be there anytime soon. Well, at this point, if you're Roleswap, this game is looking quite good. You're up by 8k. But what is the course of action you take to ensure this lead is not thrown away?
I think you farm up a little bit here. Finish the Scotty on Luna, then you smoke up, take a fight in the Dire jungle, and take Roche. Then you probably just shove in the bottom waves and take the tower. And as you actually see, yellow there, Remedy circles Roche and then draws a line through the bottom wave. So it does appear like that is what they want to do.
Apparently, you and the man who is calling the shots for Roleswap are on the exact same page right now in terms of a macro strategic sort of sense. And Logical, as he was earlier, is the man tasked with pushing in this bot lane. So far, has not been caught doing that. I mean, has not even died yet this Dota game, so Logical off to a pretty good game so far. Acorn Shot is there, actually did hit Logical, but his Blink will be up soon. Bushwhack was missed, and once again they will attempt to kill Logical. Actually, never mind. The TP was cancelled by Ural. Avalanche Toss canceled it, and now they're running at the Mars. Sharpshooter is on the way, I believe. Never mind, no it's not. 8-Toast was not there in time. Blink was there from Logical, and another well-intentioned attempt for Rarecandy once again turns into a good situation for the side of Roleswap. And now they're in the Roshan pit area. They walk on in. Their lanes are good in all 3 lanes, and well, seems like it'll be a fairly easy Roshan for the Radiants.
Yeah, Dire can't contest this. Hoodwink doesn't have any mana. And if she TPs to base, then there's no way she can TP to that fight.
Alright, Roshan is dead. The Aegis of the Immortal heads on over to the Luna. And for Roleswap, despite being off roll on, I believe... Actually, I think it's only Logical off roll right now, right? I think everybody but Logical is actually playing on roll right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Foreplay is actually a carry player. Pattern is a mid player. And Jinx is a 4 player, so...
It's actually worked out quite well.
And Remedy's always seems to be their 5 player, so...
Because usually you think, oh, Logical not going mid, it's a disaster, but it's actually working out quite well that everybody but Logical's off roll, and Logical being, the 7k extraordinaire can just play Mars pretty well. Avalanche is there on Remedy, but in comes Pattern, he's hasted, they run it Tiny, and this is a 4-1 conclusion. God's Rebuke was missed. Clearly, was not needed. Essence Ring delays the inevitable, but the kill still goes to Logical. The damage from the spear securing the kill that was, well, certainly secured. Alright, it's bottom siege time. They are hitting the tower S5. Dire are shoving in the bot tower, getting a little bit of damage there in the top tier 1, but certainly the more important tower is being claimed by the Dire, or sorry, by the Radiant, I should say, on the Dire side. And they will walk high grounds. They still have 3.5 more minutes of that Aegis, so it's plenty of time there. Gleipnir was used, hit on 3 different heroes, but ultimately it is inconsequential. They bushwhacked Logical, but this tower is dead. This is where Luna excels. High ground sieges. Spear is there, on URL. Logical has the arena if he wants to use it, does not opt to. He's now tossed into the backline, but the arena is there on 2. Eclipse is used, but not doing that much damage. We're seeing Pattern use Link to no effect, but it does not matter. URL dead, AZ dead, Finger was used, Logical still alive. Swashbuckle secures it, but now Pangolier dropping low, Slark dropping low, Pangolier goes down. Slark will get to the fountain, but back to the racks. Luna still hitting. He's doing so much damage. Pattern is making space. Gleipnir is there. In comes Beam. Here comes Ice Path. Hits the Lost Bruiser. He'll go down. He has no buyback. They turn to Larry, who bought back. He dies as well, and that Lost Punch is there on Hoodwink. Hoodwink has Bushwhack. Hits it onto Jinx and will escape. So there's no full 5-man wipe, but the racks are already dead, and they know it's time to end this Dota game. Free base. Mr. Pattern over here. Not Pattern. Mr. Foreplay is on to the tier 4s. However, Hoodwink is still defending. Earthspike is there. Luna is dropping low. Ice Path hits onto the Hoodwink. And with the Link there, all the damage from the side of the Radiant, the Hoodwink will go down. And he has the buyback, and they will actually force Pattern into the fountain, but the GG is called in this game. Was a fantastic showing of Dota, if you're a fan of this Roleswap team.
I think I'm cursed. Whoever I said has the better draft always loses.
Sometimes having the better draft doesn't always matter, you know. Sometimes it's who can execute their draft better, and this game it certainly was Roleswap. I mean, this was a fantastic Dota game from top to bottom, from carry to 5, from beginning to end, and from lane to throne siege. If you're Rarecandy, what do you need to do to adjust for Game 2? There's probably a good list of things. What are the most important adjustments that are needed before Game 2?
I don't know, to be honest. They were kind of doing okay in the laning stage. They started off a little bit rough with last hits, but they started to catch up a little bit. But then they just started dying a lot. And looks like they're actually rolling for what roles they want.
Oh dear God. It's just so degenerate.
But I don't know, their team fight never really came online. Logical did a very good job of just constantly catching this Hoodwink. So she was never really a factor in the team fights. And for Tiny, he kind of has to wait for a Blink Dagger before he can do much. Obviously, a lot of the enemy heroes are just faster than him, so he can't even run at them. Pango needs damage to follow up his lockdown, and so does Lion. So if your Slark's not showing up to the fight because he's farming, and your Hoodwink's dead, you kind of just don't do anything with the other 3 heroes. And I think that's kind of the problem they ran into there, was the Dire just had early game damage, and all of the early game damage on the Radiant was on one hero, and the hero died to Mars a lot.
If you were to get an MVP for game number 1, probably Logical?
Yeah, I think he was just in the right place at the right time constantly with his arenas.
Alright, we are headed on in to game number 2 soon, and once these teams take their slots, we are waiting on the 1 or 5 please gamer to take slot. As far as we know, he is currently AFK, but if you are just joining us, Roleswap won game number 1 in this 2-game melee between Rarecandy and Roleswap. Was a fairly dominant showing. They played much better Dota, And for Rarecandy, who are now 1-4, who have swapped players, it may be time to get some wins on the board, or this season at 1-5 could be looking rough. Let's see here. Let's go. There we go. Alright, let's go put this on the screen right over. There we go. Production value. I have done it. I have done production value.
Badge of the game is marked correctly.
Is it marked correctly though, or is it the visual bug thing?
It might be a visual bug, but it's correct.
That is correct for now, but it also was the same thing last game where it was, I believe, Dire to game 1 wins. I'm hoping it is tagged correctly. I have no faith it will be. 0 faith. But I am hoping. Looking at Banso, it's instantly different. Rarecandy, they will snap ban the Mars. They will also ban the Centaur still. I believe Roleswap banned out Void and Bristle last game. They ban out Void and Bristle this game. I'm just gonna pull up the Dota buff from game number 1 and figure out what made it through that didn't last game, if I can find it. Where is the
It was
match?
Grimstroke.
Did they tag the game? Did they not ticket the game? Artorius?
I don't know.
Did they not ticket the game?
Why does everyone blame me for this? I'm not the
I'm
one
not
who made the
blaming
lobby.
you. I'm asking a question. A very valid question, by the way. a very valid question, by the way.
They did not ticket last game. I don't think.
Fuck. Well, now what? Now what do we do?
Did they? I don't know.
I have Jinx's Dota buff up here. Nope. They did not ticket it. So apparently we are the only record that exists for this game. Actually happening.
But it was Grimstroke that was not banned by the Radiant.
10 seconds.
Alright, good memory, thank you. We have a different start to the draft, though. We have a Snapfire and a Witch Doctor for Rarecandy, and I really hope Hoodwink is not picked. For some reason, my brain cannot differentiate those two heroes. So I'm hoping Hoodwink does not get picked. Speaking of heroes who are being picked, that I like seeing is Puck, the meta staple in the mid lane for the last few patches. So that hero will be making a showing, and I will be headed for some more water. I will see you soon. I will be right back.
Oh, God.
Not get me banned from Twitch, you.
Alright, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is not a Snapfire mid. Say it's probably a pause 4. I don't think Snapfire mid's all that good. I think it comes online too late. And before it gets the attack damage, Little Shredder, it's kind of just does the same thing in any role that it plays. 3, 4, or 5, or 2. I guess it doesn't really get play 3 anymore.
10 seconds remaining.
Unless it has an Ags, which it does a little bit more than. But how the heroes play doesn't really change with a difference of farm. Then we see Tusk and Puck. I'm assuming the Puck is a mid laner, but we will see. They do pick up the Tusk again, though. And I'm interested to see... Actually, this might be an off-lane Puck. Typically, you don't want to pick a melee strength hero into a Witch Doctor pause 5, because you're just kind of asking to die in lane. Yeah, it's tripping me for being a badman. I just click on the caster's channel and I tab out. If you don't ticket your lobby, that's not my fault.
What do we got in the Dota game?
I'm a caster right now, I'm not an admin.
Let's put on the headphones.
I'm an admin once the game ends.
Headphones.
And I'm not even that good of a caster, but Badger keeps asking me back.
Alright, I am back. What have I missed? Nothing of value? Just some bans?
No, and just some people in chat just chirping me for the lobby being incorrect, even though I am not the lobby host.
This is karmic justice for all of the all of the chirping you've done to many people, including your fellow co-caster, Badger.
Yeah, but I chirp you about things you do. They're chirping me about things that the lobby host.
But you, as the admin and the representative of League of Legends in the lobby, must ensure the lobby specifications are followed to the letter of the law, sir. This is your fault.
I'm not an admin right now. I'm just an idiot drinking and casting.
What you drinking tonight?
Stuff.
Very useful description. I, for one, am drinking water tonight, because I do that when I cast most of the time.
Radiant team pick
Alright, the Razor is back, though this time it will be changing hands. It'll be on the side of Rarecandy this time, rather than Roleswap, so hopefully Roleswap are ready for a taste of their own medicine, with the Razor, once again, at the forefront of the draft. Was it a 15 pick last draft?
I think so.
It was either a 15 or a 16 pick.
Yeah, I don't think it was picked first phase.
Oh, 100% wasn't. Because it was Jakiro, Tiny, and the other supports were all first phase.
Oh yeah, it was Tusk, Jakiro, then Razor.
Yeah. Well, it's fast. We have a Dark Willow being picked by Roleswap, and in comes a hero who is generally countered by Razor, but this time it'll be on Razor's team. It's the Lifestealer, so we have relatively interesting drafts coming out here. Razor, not sure where it's going to be just yet. Could be a 2, could be a 3. Snapfire usually has been played as a 4 as of recently, but can go mid as well. Dire, a little more obvious where stuff's going. Puck, we're assuming, is mid this game. This is obviously can be an offlane hero, but has been played a hell of a lot more mid as of recently, and then the Tusk Willow, 4-5, in that order. Roleswap are looking at either a carry or a 3 here. Anything come to mind?
No clue. Maybe. It's kind of weird because most carries that kind of counter Lifestealer get countered by Razor.
Yeah, you see these sort of man fight carries like Ursa or Troll that traditionally do well into Lifestealer do not like Static Link at all. Well, a lot of the heroes who might do better at the Razor don't necessarily have the damage to kill Lifestealer, so I see you on that one.
I'm just going to not acknowledge my past teammate of 2 seasons who is chirping me because he can't spell my name correctly. Smile.
Yeah, it's no comment. That one's not on me. I spell your name correctly because I care, sir. I care about you. A bit of chirping over your your country's bagged milk policies too, which is a difference.
People, I'm gonna get your stream banned for saying this, Smile, but people are just jealous that I get my milk from plastic boobies and not jugs.
Do you think I'll get you banned on Twitch?
I don't know.
It actually might. Knowing the modern Twitch climate, it actually might get you banned, but maybe you probably need a few more viewers for that. We're just rocking 14 viewers right now, so that's not gonna happen. We have a Terrorblade, though. I mean, think about heroes who do well against Lifestealer. I mean, Lifestealer has pretty much entirely 100% physical damage. Terrorblade, very high armor hero, very good agi gain, who builds more agi and stat items. A hero who in an abstract vacuum 1v1 will do very well in the Lifestealer. The question is, how will Terrorblade do into the totality of these heroes you see right now?
What if Terrorblade buys Blink Ags and blinks and pops? Is it Ags or Shard?
It's the Agnum Scepter for the Fear, yeah.
Yeah, for the AoE Fear, and just knocks Razor back and kills him. Easy.
No joke. If the Terrorblade is like 5 items, I could absolutely see him doing that. getting like a Swift Blink and getting a Aghanim Scepter. Like we saw KU last season play terribly with very similar builds.
Remaining.
So it wouldn't shock me if this game goes late that the TB player for Roleswap does that.
Team ban.
Looking over at the bans, we are in the final phase of bans. Rarecandy expect an offlaner to be picked. The ban out the Underlord, they're sitting on their last ban right now. The ultimate ban of the series, the last one there. Roleswap, meanwhile, they're expecting mids. They think the Razor will be offlane, so they ban out the Zeus, they ban out the Leshrac, so... Now, this 23 pick coming out for Roleswap, we'll have to see what offlaning hero they go for, assuming the puck is mid lane. Seems like they need some kind of, as the meta commands, tanky strength hero, or is that what you're seeing too here?
10 seconds.
Kinda, yeah. Tusk can fill that role, but he's a little bit sad if he has to fill that role. I think they just need some sort of instant disable, something that's going to stop Lifestealer before Rage or Razor before they pop their BKB.
There is literally one hero I can think of that applies to all those things, and that's Sand King.
Yeah.
Because
A little
all
bit
the
of
other ones are
rusting,
banned.
but- There's the other one.
Oh, that's actually honestly probably even better than Sand King here. The Slardar is very annoying for Lifestealer to play against. Because you think about a hero like Lifestealer or Jug, and stylistically the way to play the game is so much predicated on being able to like spin TB, being able to rage TB. They're able to have their farming rotations be larger than a hero without those abilities because they have this Get Agile free card. But Slardar does not care. He has a bash, and it goes through BKB, and it makes a hero like Lifestealer, for example, very sad. And also, on the flip side, Slardar has super high move speed as well, so he can mitigate some of the impact of this Razor static link as well, if he happens to be the link target in a given fight. I really like the Slardar pick. What are your thoughts on the Slardar pick?
I think it's kind of what they needed. It might be a little bit rough because he kind of has to tank everything. But I think with an Ags, he should be okay.
Well, I believe it is time to, as a certain not-so-wise man says all the time, breathe it in. Necrophos has arrived. We're assuming the offlane hero for the side of Rarecandy, and who's playing what? We got Logical playing carry. We have a 4-play playing the offlane Slardar. We have Pattern playing the mid Puck, and Jinx somehow rolled one of his best heroes on his best roll twice in a row, so good for him. Alright, let me set up the prediction on Twitch real fast. Let me start the prediction. Let's go to who will win game 2. We got Rarecandy. And we got Roleswap. Gotta put that in a 3-minute submission. Alright, if you had to choose between these two drafts, which of the two would you pick as your favorite?
I have to go with Roleswap. I think their team fight's just a little bit better. I think the Radiant have really good individual heroes, but I don't think they combine very well.
I'll agree with you on that one. I think I did not agree with you at the end of last draft. This time, though, I will agree. I think they have a much better team fight combination on the side of the Dire. I think the floor execution for this team, having an obvious Blink Initiator in Slardar, and actually even more secondary ones, the Puck and the Tusk, just makes so much sense, you know? Regardless, if you are just joining us, welcome! Wait a minute. OBS, I need to turn this. There we go. I turned the stuff off. We did it. Gotta turn this on because the lobby's incorrect. Go, yeah, if you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of this 2-game series between Rarecandy, who lost game 1, and Roleswap, who won game 1. I am Badger. I am joined by the one and only Artorius, and we are ready for another game of Dota action.
If Radiant had a paused 4 Spirit Breaker instead of a Snapfire, I think this would be a very different game.
But alas, they do not have that. They are stuck with a Snapfire. It is too late to delete their lies and apologize.
Necrophos is just chasing logical down. Is he gonna skill Heartstopper and follow the creeps? Yeah, he's blocking.
He's potty blocking the tire creeps. That's interesting. I'll go with that.
Might get punished a little bit here by the Willow, though.
Luckily, Ural's in the area, so if Willow wants to be a little bit too aggressive, then he can just turn with the help of his support. Sapphire did not go Blightstone, went with a Ring of Regen. What is your thoughts on that one?
I guess the armor doesn't really matter. When you're in lane with the Necrophos, he's doing all magic damage. If you die to a Necrophos right-click, you're kind of a little bit down bad.
That is true. I guess that makes sense, actually. I guess you're just not doing physical damage at any point in this laning phase. Seeing Remedy and Ural in a bit of a fight. Scatterblast was used. Bramble Maze was used. Both are somewhat low, but both will be fine. On the flip side, Jinx grabs a wave. Completely. It is gone. He's bringing it back into the Slardar as well, so the equilibrium has been completely disrupted. Wallace are stuck under this tower, and now the wave is all the way over here. On the flip side, Skull Ice playing this lane pretty well middle lane. Waited for Puck to use Orb, then linked him. Stole 34 damage, so a lot of damage being stolen there on pattern. Skull Ice, I'm sure happy getting a bit of revenge there for the last laning phase.
Yeah, when he just sucks his damage, and then he has to try and last it under tower. Not very fun.
It's not so fun, is it, she says. I am stealing your damage now. You try last hitting with minus 34 damage.
It's actually kind of ironic, because the last game, he also had minus 34 damage when he was under tower.
Though it's it just happens over and over again. You see the same things replicated, and it is pretty hilarious.
Yikes, Badger! You left the text on the screen. Okay,
I got rid of it. I saw it. Don't worry. This is why I have the second monitor. It's a look at these things. Wait a minute. Gotta get rid of this. Bottom lane Shards and Tag Team are there, though. They're looking for AEZ. Bash is up for the Slardar. Cask is there. Will not bounce, though. Is there a Bash? Is there a Crush? Meanwhile, top lane, they're running at Ural. He actually is fine. Back to bottom lane. Crush is there. AEZ will go down. Back to top lane. Never mind. Ural's doing absolutely nothing. But still, first blood is drawn by Jinx and the Slardar. On to AEZ on that Witch Doctor. So once again, Roleswap off to a pretty good start to the lanes. They draw first blood once again.
Yeah. I think the only difference is this time the CS is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little more even. Mid laners both suffering so far. Apparently Razor's been sacrificing his own CS to deny the Puck CS. He's sitting at 10 and 6 on Razor, which is not great, but Puck's at 8 and 0, so even worse. So, yeah. Neither mid laner doing that well, but certainly Razor winning the CS trade so far with the 6 denies. What I find interesting is looking at the Terrorblade skill build. A lot of Terrorblade players, they opt for this like 0-4-4 build on Terrorblade. Logical going to put in Reflection there, so he's looking to harass a lot more in the lane with that Reflection, allowing him to trade better than an extra point in, say, Conjure Image. I find that interesting. It certainly shows how Logical approaches a safe lane versus most traditional carry players.
Think about it. It's the same way that Terrorblade counters Venno. Venno skills his passive and then hits himself with Reflection. You put Reflection on Necrophos and he gets Heartstopper for a solid 2 seconds.
Wait, Illusions carry Heartstopper still?
I don't know if they're doing that.
Okay, we don't even get a chance to find out. We are seeing a Metamorphosis. They are looking for Ural top lane, though, but he will be fine. We'll simply walk away. I was hoping with that last Reflection that we'd see the Necro Illusion, but we did not see it. It only got a Snapfire Illusion, so we are good. Even Twitch chat saying it too with the text thing. It's obviously minutes too late now because we're on a 2-minute delay, but I was there. I saw it. I was ready. Even with my minimal and crappy production value, I was ready to take the text off the screen. I assure you. Speaking of bottom lane, tech team is there on Walrus Abuser. Bash is up. Crush is up as well. Rage will be ending now. Snowball is there. They're going to try to kill the lifestealer. Cask is up. Correction, no, it's not up. But Walrus Abuser on that lifestealer will still be fine, albeit his courier was lost. Meanwhile, top lane, you saw some trading going on. Logical is there with that reflection, looking to do some damage to the Necro and the Sapphire. Dark Willow not low, but half itself. Okay, that's very useful now. Bramble Maze is there, but Necro is back to half HP. They're running at Logical. Death Pulse is up in 4. They're trying to kill terribly, but they cannot find him. Now they move to Dark Willow, but Dark Willow's out of spells, but apparently simply can walk away in that lane. No harm, no foul.
He does have a salve, and he's probably looking to go with the Logical. The Logical will then be without a support for that duration.
What were the questions? What do you rather have? HP or a support? Speaking of supports, bottom lane, they are going on Jinx there with the Cask and the Maledict. Snowball was used, and now there's two different 1v1s going on. They're moving to the Tusk. Crush is there on Lifestealer. Jinx, though, will be fine, albeit a lot of his health lost there on that engagement. And we're seeing Ural is fighting with Remedy once again. They're close to that dire tier 2 tower, but ultimately Remedy will be fine. And he actually did give his salve to Logical, so we answered the question is... Turns out Logical would rather have HP than support player.
He did not give his salve to Logical. Logical skilled Sunder and swapped the Necrophos.
Oh. Where'd the salve... Oh, he still has the salve. I was wondering where the salve went. He still has... There's another thing. A lot of Terrible players don't even skill Sunder as 6, but Logical's done that. He's approaching the lane in a much more active way than a lot of like AFK 0440 Terrorblades do. Actually, I think it's a good move too. I like this play a lot here.
Yeah, he gets to stay on lane a little bit longer because he's sundered.
I think this game you still want to be in that lane as well, because if you leave the lane, then your Dark Willow might just suffer completely. And I'm not necessarily sure they want to lose that like top tier 1 tower that fast, you know? Yeah, Logical, he's playing the hard camp in the lane. I think he's fine doing that right now. But they are running at him now. Cookie is there. Scythe is up. In comes Dark Willow. They're trying to go Terrorblade though. Sunder is still on cooldown. You're out now, down to half HP. Bramble Maze was there. Puck is rotating over, has the jaunt, and the 2-man coil. It's there on Snapfire and on Necro. Snapfire is very low and will go down. Question is, can they kill the Necro? Razor has arrived, has Link, obviously, will not even use it on Remedy. He's only a level 3 Dark Willow, and he will go down. So it's support trade for support trade, and Puck, as well as the Terrorblade, simply will walk away and... Yeah, another fun engagement top lane.
I'm very disappointed.
How so?
This man's not a true Necrophos player. He did not ult the Pulse 5.
Well, he saved his ulti. Perhaps now, for Logical top lane, Sunder is up. Question is, can he get the Sunder off before the Scythe comes out? Logical, Jukes, TP's mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Maledict is there. Lifestealer's inside the creep. They attempted to kill him, but he got the infest off in time, so there was no kill there.
Have you considered that even though he saved Reaper's Scythe, they did not get the kill on the carry? Maybe he should have just used it on the 5, Smile.
I think Snow is influencing you too much again.
No, it's the correct play. You ever... I'm a 5 player. You ever get fucking Reaper's Scythe by Necrophos, you lose your shit.
And then you're like, oh yeah, you're right. It's like, oh, they used Reaper Scythe on support. I'm so mad right now. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's just a 5 player. No offense to the 5s out there. I'm sure at least a few of them are watching this cast right now.
Dude, imagine if this Willow was dead for longer. She wouldn't be level 3 right now. She'd still be level 2.
And she got 3 at the end of that engagement. She got it as she retreated top lane. Away. She was 2 when the engagement started, but 3 when it ended, so she would still be level 3 right now.
She'd be dead, though. Could have taken the tower. Wow.
I don't know about that one, sir. I think you're exaggerating to defend your argument, sir. Yeah, we're both laughing at that one.
Can't change my mind.
Looking over at the result of the lane phase, we're at minute 10. Roleswap and Rarecandy are relatively even right now. The net worth leads about 500 in Rarecandy's favor, though this could change right now. Skull Ice has rotated bottom. Ice Shards are there from Jinx. In comes Cask. It does not latch on anything, but Snowball from Jinx tries to delay the inevitable, but it does not delay. A kill goes to AZ there on Witch Doctor. Thanks to help from that rotation there from Skull Ice on Razor. Looking over at Hero Net Worth, nothing too shocking there. All the cores relatively close to each other, and something that you do not see very often. Mid laners are 5th and 6th in Hero Net Worth right now.
Alright, Badger, I'm going to make my case. It has now been over 2 minutes since he could have used Reaper Scythe. He would have had to back off CD. Change my mind.
I mean, that's how numbers work, yeah. What do you want me to say?
Just alt the 5, Smile. Just alt the 5. That 5 hit your 4 player like 30 times in the laning phase. Just alt him, he deserves it. Show your 4 player you appreciate him, just alt the 5.
Speaking of the 5, they are running out remedy. Oh, I think he attempted it there. More kisses was used though, and thanks to the Shadow Realm being used, they had to use the Mortal's Kisses rather than the Reaper Scythe.
See, Larry knows what's up. He ults the 5.
And they had to use one ulti, and they chose Mortimer's Kisses over Reaper Scythe. I suppose out of necessity.
Alright, hear me out. It's only 10 seconds more to use Reaper Scythe on cooldown, and he would have been still dead right now. Just saying.
I think you're getting hung up too much on Reaper Scythe usage.
Oh god, he bought a Midas.
Wait, oh no. Oh no!
This man is pioneering a new Necrophos era.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I've made a mistake.
What'd you do?
I just realized it had as Rarecandy 1-0 Roleswap instead of the other way around. Had to go fix that on my OBS. Either way though, Necro is being gone on with that Midas taking a lot of damage. Coil is up, will be there on 2. Lestealer has popped out, he's trying to fight. Deathward is there, did a lot of damage, but could not get finished any kills. Now Slardar dead, Tusk dead, Witch Doctor dead, and they're running at Pattern. Pattern has Jaunt, will use it, but not over to Cliffins. That's 3 kills for Rarecandy. They are up to a 2k gold lead. They're 6-2-3 in kill score. It's an opposite to what happened last game. Last game, Roleswap walked ahead in these engagements, and now they're running at logical mid lane. Scatterblast is there, Cookie is there, Terrorblade is low, but Sunder is up, so he's back to about half HP, and Skull Ice certainly paid for that play, and they're going to run at Ural as well. Bramble Maze was there, and now, wait a minute, Snapfire still there, Shards though will secure that kill, and overall, across the map, it's a 3-for-3 trade, and now they're running at Last Year. Lost Punch is there, Slardar is there, Rage is used, there's a dash up, and 2 hits. In comes Casco, bouncing the 2 heroes here. Could be a huge possible 2-kill situation. Jinx is low, Maledict is there on Slardar. Jinx now dead, but Slardar simply too fast to die there in that situation.
See, if they used Reaper Scythe on Willow in the top lane, they would have had Mortimer's Kisses and been able to KO logical. I'm just saying.
I have I've got my glasses off. I am actively face palming right now. I think hopefully nothing's happening right now while I'm not watching the screen. Yeah,
dude, if this Necrophos player watches the cast afterwards, I'm gonna get like pinged in the general chat, and it's just gonna say "fuck you, Artorius."
I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope I see 1 or 5 fleet is going at Artorius, fuck you and fuck your bag of milk. That's what I want to see. Alright, where were we? We're seeing Slardar run in Necrophos right now, but there's no Blink Dagger. It's merely Hood on Slardar, so there's no kills there. But Ural, meanwhile, might not be so lucky. Lost Punch is there, Tag Team is there, Snowball is there, and now Snapfire, once again gone. Ural up to, what is he up to this game? He's up to 3 deaths, so not too bad just yet. But as we saw last game, sometimes your deaths snowball into more deaths, so hopefully that stops soon.
Have you considered that both Pause 4s have half of their team's deaths?
Welcome to Dota. I mean, you know it's like the feed. Okay, we're seeing a coil there on 1. Snowball comes in. Artorius with Crush is there. Both teams are committing as much as they can. Terrorize was used, but only Jinx dead for now. Deathward with a full duration, did some damage, but all the rest of the heroes are still alive. Slardar is Scythe, is low, still alive. In comes Cookie on Lifestealer. Slardar stunned, Slardar dead. So it's 2 kills for the side of Rarecandy, and they're up by, give or take, 1k. Necro remains the net worth leader, though he is closely trailed by Terrorblade and Lifestealer.
Hear me out. He wouldn't need the Midas if he just stole kills with Reaper Scythe. That's practically a Midas.
This is going to be the entire cast. We're going to be like a 70-minute... Oh, Scatter Blast use middle lane on Dark Willow. In comes Logical, has Metamorphosis, looks for Ural. Ural goes down. Now, they're looking for Jinx. Jinx is trying to escape, and he will die to the damage of Maledict. Walrus Abuser had too much damage in that Maledict duration. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Both supports go down. That's a 4 on both teams goes down there, and Lifestealer is in the mid lane, but there might be some more trading going on. Crush is there, Puck comes in with the silence, also goes down, and he could not get raided off in time, and now Skull Ice is very low. Logical almost kills him there with that damage, but it is only 1 kill at the end of that engagement, and now TB with the ending of that meta may try to get this mid-tier 1 tower. It's quite low. Mortimer's Kisses is used, it's hitting on multiple heroes, but Pattern silenced him. Coils there in the backline on 2. Sunder is used on the Necro. Necro's down to half HP, but Radiant are respawning. They're running at Necro. Curse Crown is there. Crush is there. Is there a dash up? There's not a dash up. Amplify damage is used, and they're now trying to kill Necro, but Necro is still alive. Static Link, used on Logical, but he has to run away. Razor's quite low. And Dire may finally retreats. Both teams are aware of the positioning, though they both have wards on this high ground. Snowball is there on AEZ, it's there on 2. Lawless Punch is used. Witch Doctor is low. In comes Puck once again, has silence and AEZ, secures that kill. It now Dire, at long last, retreat from a very successful mid lane skirmish. If you mention Reaper Scythe, I swear to God I will murder you.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. So I got scared there for a second. That was a very chaotic last fight, though. That was good play by Pattern. He found the Mortimer's Kisses in the backline. If he had not found that, heroes may have died there, but instead it's just suddenly this Ural player is removed from the fight, has no abilities really, and it's good there by Roleswap to fight the way they did.
Yep, really good silence on the Lifestealer before he got rage off, and then there was no heal in time from Necros. He's a little bit too far away.
We're seeing the classic D-ward war as well, where Radiant D-warded a Dire side ward here, and then Dire D-warded the Radiant side ward there. But Radiant are not D-warding this ward, they merely D-warded Sentry. Perhaps they did not expect Jinx to re-ward this cliff. It's one of those plays where it's so stupid that it actually works at this level, you know what I mean? It's like, why would a support player re-ward the exact spot he got de-warded a minute and a half ago, you know? But it works, because they didn't check it.
It's like when you put a ward up on a cliff, and the enemy has a sentry up there, and you just don't destroy the sentry, and then your idiot safe lane carry comes by and dewards the sentry and gets your ward dewarded, and then starts complaining why you don't have any wards on the map.
Dude, look at these Radiant sentries. It's one here, one here, one here. They're barely out of range of this Dire Observer. This is the most like happy Observer ward in the world. It is literally dodging the detection from 3 different sentries.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly the ward in the most obvious possible spot just survives there miraculously. This is... I understand we're focusing too much on this ward, but it's just... It's a true tale of heroism, you know? Dire, though, they are smoked on 3. They are looking for Skull Ice mid lane, perhaps. Or perhaps Ural instead. They blink in, they silence Snapfire. Amplify damage is there, Snowball is there, Wallace Punch is needed if they want it, they will use it, and Pattern will get another kill there onto Ural help of his teammates, and... Skull Ice, though, did escape. Larry, Ural, tanked the gank, and Razor should be able to escape, though the Courier of Walrus Abuser is about to get one shot, perhaps. Or perhaps not. Hey, perhaps not.
Necrovos is about to get Yan on here, though.
Yeah, meta is there. He is TPing, but Slaughter has Crush, Puck has Coil. Both were used, and now Necro. Very dead. Way too much minus armor for that man to survive a full-on Terrorblade.
Where was he TPing to? He had a 5-second TP. That's gotta feel bad.
Now we're seeing a Curse Crown there on AZ. Large Punch is up. Will not even be used. Ice Shards will secure the kill on that one. So across the map, 2 more kills for Roleswap, and they have been getting kill after kill. And this game has been going more and more in the direction of Roleswap for the last 5 minutes or so. Now they're running at the Walrus Abuser. They hit him with the Amplify damage, but the Rage purged that one off, and he simply did the classic play of walk away. And look at this net worth graph.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Roleswap have had a very good last 10 minutes. That is for sure. They have, it's even less now. It's like a very good last, like, 6 minutes. They have completely turned this net worth lead around and sent it spiraling in the other direction. Dear God.
Yeah, they did a really good job of taking the mid tower with Metamorphosis. Got a good fight out of it as well, and then just continuously got pickoffs.
Alright, it's team fight time. In comes Jinx, Large Punch is there onto the Razor. He's amplifying. Now in comes Snowball, it's still stunning, but in come the Radiant. They've all arrived from that smoke. Reaper Sight is there on Slardar. Jinx goes down as well, so both heroes dead. Now Pattern has Orb, jaunts away, Skull Ice, quite low. He's under Coil as well. The Coil was there on too, and Dire have Terrorized. It is up, but they might just simply have to run away here. Curse Crown was there on Skull Ice, but Remedy might pay for that one. Maledict is there. But it was not enough damage. Scatterblast was there at the very end, but Dark Willow will survive in the fountain, though he had to take a lot of damage for that to work.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Alright, where do we start with this one? If you're Radiant, you have a good fight there, you get the mid T1 tower. What's your course of action to turn this game more in your direction?
Hey, kind of just have to keep farming. Obviously,
Alright, it's a
you're
Walrus
gonna
Punch and Snowball time on Razor. Skull Ice way too far alone, and he'll go down. Curse Crown is there. Onto the Snapfire as well, so Ural will once again go down. He's trapped in the Bramble Maze, and I was kind of hoping Skull Ice would simply just walk away there so you could do analysis, but alas. Duty called.
yeah.
But you were saying before that?
I was saying you kind of just need to farm a little bit. Obviously, you don't have any BKBs yet on, well, BKB on Razor at least. But you kind of only really have one item on each core, and the Dire just have a strong early game draft with this Puck Blink, and now Dagon. They have a Blink on Tusk. They have a Blink on Slardar. They're just ready to go, and Dire need a few more items before they can really take these team fights.
We're at the point now as well where Roleswap are getting further and further ahead. Their draft is coming more and more together. They have this Butterfly online for Logical. And there is going to be no answer to a Butterfly anytime soon. Walrus Abuser is headed for that Manta style. Probably needs it this game. That means his MKB is like 6,000 gold away. And the game might be over before he has that.
I think they really need an answer for the Butterfly until Logical has a BKB. You can kind of just Reaper Scythe him, then Mortimer's kisses him.
That's true. Actually, is true, but it feels like Dire done a very good job so far of limiting the ability for Radiant to catch Logical in the team fights. Yeah, has not really been caught out by these spell combos too much. Pattern, meanwhile, is being static linked by Skull Ice. Has Orb though and will jaunt away, though Razor will get a lot of damage for that one. As that happens, Dire, they seize the top tier 2 tower, and they are now TPing in to catch these heroes on the retreat. AZ has Cask trying to delay, but Snowball dodges that one from Jinx. He's now on tier on the backlines, but Jinx might be isolated. He's in a bit of a 1v4, and he even accepts his death there. Just stand still and take it. On the flip side, if you're Roleswap, it's 5k gold lead. It's pretty good, but what do you do to ensure this 5k gold lead turns into a W in the W column?
I think you just gotta pick up a BKB on logical and just go run down in the tower. Not much they can really do to stop you. They can kind of poke and prod at you, but that's about it. If they take a full-on engagement, I think Dire just win.
The one good thing for the Radiant is there will be no overlapping time between this this Aegis of the Immortal for logical and a BKB. If he goes for that, he is give or take 1,900 gold away right now, which means that by the time he has it, the Aegis will be expired. Has merely 2 minutes and 15 seconds duration left, so that will be will certainly be gone there. I'm not sure if they need it though. I'm not actually sure if they need it at this point.
I think Dire are just gonna slowly take these towers, choke out the map a little bit.
I guess in that sense,
Gonna
very
be
similar to the last game.
We actually see a Manta picked up by the Lifestealer, so he does not fall the same fate as a previously seen Lifestealer who just got silenced and killed 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I remember that one, but he is ready, so he has that anti-puck item, also on a good anti-Willow and anti-Slardar item as well, so you have this an extra get-out-of-jail-free card to get your rage off at this point. Mid lane, they blinked onto Necrophos, but Necro is still fine, still has that Ghost Shroud if he needs it, so there are no kills just yet. Dire are hitting this tower with logical though, with that Aegis and with that butter. They deny the tower, that's cool, but the tower is still dead regardless. That is the final outer tower for the side of Rarecandy. Roleswap are beginning to really close this map in now. Pattern shoves in this top lane with the help of logical solutions, and this bottom lane is starting to be shoved in as well now.
Yeah, and now you're gonna see the net worth advantage pick up quite a bit. It's pretty scary for any of these Radiant heroes to play at a base without vision. Even the Lifestealer isn't safe due to threat of Blink Walrus Punch canceling any Rage TP out attempt.
There's literally, they have 2 different heroes who can do it, because even if a hero like Slardar or Tusk is showing, the other one could be in that gank. They have so many tools of just canceling that. Oh, okay, Smoke on Radiant was there on 5. They popped it though on Logical, and Logical simply walked away, so this could be a disaster. Mortimer's Kisses is committed, but this seems like the time to start running away and say, you know what? We failed in our smoke gank. This is not losing any heroes here.
Yeah, the lucky puck wasn't there. I'm sure there would have been a counter initiation with how far they were chasing.
And they were not punished for that chase, luckily. You see a lot of teams get punished for chases like that, but this time, the punish was not there, so this game will go on further. We're seeing pattern. I mean, it's one of those games where, because a lot of these heroes on the side of the Dire already do what Puck generally does this patch, Puck did not need to go for Witchblade, Puck did not need to go for an Aghanim Scepter. He didn't need to go for like a Yule Scepter either, he just straight up went Dagon, which is, I mean, in nature a luxury item, but if you can get it, it's absolutely fantastic. In this game, it allows him to just ruin Necro's game.
Obviously, Necrophos not a very high health hero, and if he amplifies his own damage taken from magic, he's not gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, I'm doing the damage, and that's going to be, with Puck's current spell amp, that's going to be give or take 700 damage from that Dagon. Throw on top the extra combo there from the Rift and the Orb and the Coil, and Puck can almost kill Necro by himself. It's going to be basically any kind of +1, and the Necro's just dead now. Which I'm sure makes Necro a very, very sad hero. Bottom lane, though, they are running at Lifestealer. Meta actually was popped. They tried to get the kill there. Crush was there from Slardar, only on Razor, though, and it's now high ground time. Or never mind, it's time to walk away from the high ground and once again choke out the map. They say, you know what, our top lane's not in a great spot. It's shoving in right now, so we're gonna have to de-push that one probably with Puck, and we will continue this farming adventure. We will resume the regularly scheduled agriculture that Dyer's been doing for the last bit of time, and
Smoke coming up from the Radiant, though.
yeah, they recognize it's like, hey, they're farming. Let's not let them farm. They're now splitting up the shop in these lanes. Look at the Radiant Vision. They see one hero bot lane. They see a hero top lane. They know where a bunch of heroes are. It's like, all right, if we can catch literally anybody, this could be good. Question is, can they do it?
It's a very interesting item build coming out from Witch Doctor here.
He wants that BKB. Alright, they pop the smoke on Slardar. Link is there. BKB is popped, but there is no cancel in time. No, there is no cancel in time. And I mean, Reaper Scythe no longer pierces spell immunity, so they had no longer any means to get through it. No bash around Lifestealer, no spells that can go through it. And if you're a fan of Rarecandy, you really need that smoke gang to work, and it did not.
No, it did not.
Yeah, we're seeing Necro not having fun right now. He's stuck in the the massive amount of brambles from both the Bramble Maze and the Bramble Shard, and luckily Necro has a Guardian Greaves to purge off that last Curse Crown, or else he'd be stuck once again in even more brambles. And when is the next Roshan? It's up! Cool. It is alive, and Dire know it.
You know, despite there being a lot, and I mean a lot, of very good ag shards in this game, only 2 have been bought. One just recently picked up by Willow, and the only other one to pick one up is Razor.
Necro.
Oh, wait, no, Necro as well. Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess it's Necro and Willow. I did not know Razor had one. That'll be 3 shards.
Razor's is pretty much just, what you call it? It's like the Medusa shard.
Oh, it's the old Razor ability. The old one back in the day where it was, when heroes used to use spells on you, it would do damage and slow them. But they just brought back the ability they removed like 6 years ago.
Well, they did that with Tiny too, but then they changed it again with Craggy.
Yeah, Tiny... Is Tiny the single most changed hero over the last 10 years?
Probably.
Because both in terms of actual balance changes and also in terms of like the way it's been changed meta-wise and the way teams approach it, like, very different hero nowadays. It seems like change every year and a half the way Tiny's played. Top lane, though, it is high ground time. Meta was used by Logical once again, and he actually popped the Demon Zeal there, so it'll give him a extra attack speed to hit these towers. He will Satanic, but he will not Lifesteal very much with the Satanic active in this case, and they are hitting... Oh god, the Ranger Axe, they're dead. They move to the melees as well. Cookie was used on Skull Ice, but he simply had to retreat. Warmer's Kisses is used, but in comes Puck, destroys Skull Ice with the Dagon. We're seeing now Coil, it's there, only onto one. There's a BKB Death Ward used, but once again, the cancel was there from the Tusk, so Ural dead, AZ dead. Ural buys back, but his defense, it is not going well for the side of the Radiants. 2 heroes are dead, neither have buyback, and while Terrorblade remains a Terrorblade, they now go in onto Lifestealer. Crush is there. Lifestealer has the Manta, but he's still dropping low. Slardar dropping low. Logical though is dropping low. He has Sunder. Can he get off in time? Certainly. Terrorize there into Sunder, not even needed. And, well, it's suddenly looking very rough once again for the side of Rarecandy. They are missing 3. They will lose the tier 3 tower, and they will lose a second set of barracks. Well, at this point, unless a miracle happens, Rarecandy will lose this game, Roleswap will win it. Puck once again blinks in, has Dagon, has that silence. It was a Lotus Orb to save the Lifestealer, but does not change at the Rax once again being sieged. Link is there on Logical, he's down to half HP, but he has Sunder, he has Satanic, he has that Aegis of the Immortal, he once again heads to Wall Speeder. Halbert is there, Logical down to half HP, he might lose his Aegis here. Now Puck once again goes to the backline, looks for Witch Doctor has BKB, still alive. Logical has Satanic, he trades, he's low, he's down. Coil there. On 2. They're trying to get more. In comes Snowball. They're trying to do something. Jinx is low. Jinx will die. Now, Dire are retreating. They buy back the Tusk, though. Puck goes in with the jump. Looks for heroes in the backline. Kills AZ. Meanwhile, you see Foreplay go down there on Slaughter. He buys back as well. Link, once again, is there on Logical with the Cursed Crown in the Bramble Maze. Keeps Razor from seeing much damage. Now, Willow is very low. It's being chased by Razor. Will go down, and now they have to save Logical. They're buying back. They're trying to get there. Cookie was there on the Razor, but could not hit on Logical. Now Lost Punch is there on Razor. Razor's very low. Dagon is there. Razor is certainly dead, and now Warmer's Kisses once again is there. Replay is there. Logical is dead. Slardar had Crush. He went down as well. So dieback on Slardar, and they actually lose a lot there.
There's no buyback on Terrorblade.
They have a window. The problem is they don't know that Terrorblade has no buyback. And even then, their push is not that good. They held. It was a very, very costly hold. But, hey, a perfect victory is a perfect victory, and they live to fight another fight. And, question is, what can Rarecandy get out of the siege? They are hitting the tier 2 tower. Dire do have a glyph still, so they obviously will use that one at the high ground tower. Remedy is trying to defend, has the Cursed Crown there on the creeps. They actually blinked in on last field looking for a Dark Bubble, could not find anything there, and even then he had that Shadow Realm, obviously. Puck went in with the combo, looked to hit Lifestealer. Did some damage, but the Infest is there to heal him. And now, Radiant are sieging high ground. The Infest is over. Cursed Crown is once again there on Skull Ice. Will once again make some more brambles. Now Puck comes in with the combo. Has a Dagon there onto Razor. Razor is low. Coil's there on 3. It's a fantastic Coil Terrorize combo. Razor's low. Razor goes down. Necro's still on the run. Dieback on Razor. Snowball is there. Tusk trying to fight. He'll go down. It's also a dieback on Jinx though. Now Pattern goes in with his spells. Trying to defend. Trying to buy time for Logical to respawn. He's up in 17 seconds. Slardar, meanwhile, has returned to the fight as well from his dieback. But Radiant are retreating. They only get a tier 3 tower, and Dire, they hold. Well, if you're Rarecandy, now what's the plan? I mean, you're only down by 11k gold, but there are two very obvious problems right now in this game, one being the top racks and one being the mid racks. What is your play at this point?
I think you just have to hope for another overextension by the Dire. Probably not going to happen. They're probably going to wait for Roche, but they ended up fighting with Terrorblade out of Metamorphosis for quite some time, and they're able to bring him down because of it.
That's where having that the Aghanim Scepter comes in handy. Is he would have had, I think, 2 charges of the wave there, giving him temporary metas as well from that.
Yeah, it could be what they need. Right now, he is going for a Lincoln Sphere. I'm assuming so that he does not get Reaper Scythed or Halberded.
Yeah, both of them, obviously the Halberd first and the Reaper Scythe later, were issues in that last fight, and Radiant do not have that many Lincoln Poppers. The ones they do have, put the hero, say for example, Witch Doctor Cask, puts Witch Doctor in a spot in the fight he doesn't want to be to pop that Lincoln, so it might stay on for a while.
Yeah.
However,
However, Lifestealer did finish his MKB now.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, we wondered whether or not he actually even would finish it this game, and he even bought a blink before he finished the MKB. But the MKB is online, so he has the tools to get on and potentially kill some heroes.
However, on the flip side, Puck has picked up an Ags, so need to be a lot more careful on Lifestealer now.
Yeah, I mean, this is we mentioned how Tusk and Slaughter had this BK piercing stuff. So does Puck.
Oh, you know what can pop the Lincoln Sphere? Death Seeker on Necrophos.
Oh yeah, he has that. I always forget about that ability because it's kind of weird. It only pops it though once it lands though, right? Not once it's cast.
I would assume so, yeah.
So that will take a while to pop the Lincoln still. It's like, oh man, he's gonna pop my Lincolns in like a second and a half. I better get help.
There might actually be some. Oh, there is a 4-staff on Snapfire, but she doesn't want to get in range.
I mean, it's like 4-staff on Snapfire, Cask on Witch Doctor, both viable, but both not fun options.
Yeah, and they don't have any neutral items capable of popping it, so.
That's not fun. Not fun at all. We're seeing the classic play of they have a support literally sitting in the Roshan pit waiting for it to respawn. It will be a relatively late Roshan respawn in 2 minutes, so in the latter third or so of the respawn window. We're seeing
There's
Puck.
it's only 2 neutral items that can pop Lincolns now, aren't there?
Oh, Bullwhip,
And Headband?
Headband. Is that it?
I think so. I don't think there's any tier 6 that is that guy.
Does Pirate have an active still?
No, that's just a shovel active.
Oh.
It has the same active as the shovel, but it always picks up a bounty rune, I think.
That's not thing about it. I never thought about there being so few neutral items that pop the Lincolns.
I think that's more of a balance thing, right? You just buy a Lincolns, the other team gets some neutral item that just pops a Lincolns.
Like, oh, my game is ruined, yay.
Yeah. It's like when you're melee strength hero, or like a Morphling or something, the other team's like, "I'll buy a Spirit Vessel," and you just get a Flicker, and you're just like, "Ah, well, GG, well played."
I am purging this item now. Alright, we are seeing Dire once again are choking the map out. They're farming a hell of a lot more of the map than the Radiant are, which is pretty unsurprising.
Hear me out, Badger. It doesn't matter for Necrophos, because he has a Midas. But he did not use the Midas.
Yeah, it's one of
He
those.
just farmed the wave and still has the Midas.
Yeah, I'm sure at this point it's like kept the Quickening Charm in the inventory of Midas and then swap that out again or something. So certainly an item where its value comes from the active. Will he use it this time? Really? He did it!
I know what he's doing. He's going and farming the top wave, and he's going, and then he goes bottom, and he yoinks a creep from his carry with Midas.
That's far true.
That's some Giga Brain stuff.
We look away for a second. Roshan's instantly dead, obviously. Tag team, ample damage from the Slardar, all the right-click damage from the Terrorblade. It's simply far too much, and...
Oh no,
Well,
that's a free Aghanim Scepter for Terrorblade.
Logical has to be happy with that one. That's... We were talking about how the Aghanims comes in handy, and, well, he now has it. As well as the Hurricane Pikes. He's going to be very maneuverable in these team fights.
Game is looking very rough for the Radiant.
Yeah.
If it wasn't already before.
It's looking ever so slightly rougher. And now they're going in. Lifestealer's trying to man-fight, but it's not going that well. I mean, he took half the HP, but Sunder is still up. The Aegis is still up. And, well, now in comes Logical. Hits the Rax. Rax already dead. And he still has the actual Metamorphosis. He only used Terrorwave there, so it's... I guess just wait for the opportune situation to go in and finish another X, and you have your Megas very soon.
Yeah, if he pops meta within 8 seconds, he'll have Terror Wave up as soon as it ends.
Alright, they're now headed out to Slardar. Slardar has a BKB, Link is still there, in comes Jinx, has Flush Punch there, onto the Razor, seeing a Puck, Mule has a Coil somewhere. Onto the Razor there.
On Lifestealer.
Lifestealer is very low, he's trying to man-fight, he has a Lifestealer from that open wounds, but he's still alive actually. Slardar cannot hit him thanks to that evasion, and now, Razor, very low, Razor goes down, meanwhile Logical's there, in the base, hitting the buildings. And those buildings are very low. Razor's trying to get a Link off, but he was forced away there by its own Hurricane. Like Sunder is there. Razor's low. Razor goes down. That's a dieback on Skull Ice. Down goes Mr. Necrophos as well. Now in comes Snowball from Jinx. Hits onto 2. AZ goes down. He does have buyback. Lifestealer is still trying to fight, but it's simply not working. Sunder once again there for Logical, and there's way too much HP, and Necrophos will go down. A dieback on him. Witch Doctor bought back, but this fight is not going well. So dieback on Witch Doctor. Walrus Abuser kills Jinx, but now he's Cursed Crowned. He's stuck in the fight. Crush is there. Down goes Lifestealer. He has buyback, but there's only 2 defenders. Megas will be soon. Halberd is there on Logical, but appears not to matter. Megas are secure. Slardar went for a crush, could not hit it, but Dire are even at the fountain now. They have Sunder once again there. Demon Rage there as well from that Shard of Terror Blade. He's diving into the fountain. Ural is dead. Aegis still up. Back from Snapfire. Halberd there. Slardar dies to fountain. Logical still fighting at the fountain. And Radiant do not want to call GG, and Dire do not want to hit the buildings. There's a brawl at the fountain. Alright, they blink in once again onto Logical. Halberd once again there, but the Wallace Punch is there onto Roller's Abuser. Open Wounds is there, but Snowball will delay any kill attempt there, and well, Jinx is now absolutely fine, and alright, they once again head onto Lifestealer. Silence is there. Logical as Coil is there on 2, and well, Lifestealer's dead, and Ural once again will go down. Once he dies back, all 5 heroes will be dieback. It's a fall 5-man wipe, and the GG is called, and Roleswap? Fantastic showing there by them.
Yep. Good comeback. They got 2-0'd in the previous series, and then we're very dominant in this one.
On the flip side, though, Rarecandy, they now are 1-5. They have already kicked a player, and it's looking rough for them there. If you had to give any advice to this team going forward, Rarecandy, what would you say they need to do to help turn their season around at this point?
I think they're just struggling in the mid game. They kept up with farm relatively well in both games, but they're just not winning these mid game team fights, and that's where the other teams seem to be pulling ahead.
All right. Overall, MVP for Game 2, MVP for the series. Who are your picks?
I think Game 2, probably give MVP to Pattern. I think Logical had a solid game, but Pattern was pretty a big part of being the driving force of which gave him so much space. But I think overall, I'd give MVP of the entire series to Logical. He had a really good Mars game, and then followed up by a very solid a very solid Terrorblade performance.
I was thinking of the Logical for Game 2. I'm just going to go Logical for both games. I look the player networks graph, and I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. This is a logical pick. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
No, no pun intended. Do you have any final analysis before I go into my usual outro shtick?
I think they 100% would have won that game on the Radiant if Necrophos ulted the pause 5 every fight. And I'm not going to give a reason why.
Just put down your viewpoint, walk away, and just expect us to accept it? Okay, I'm fine with that. Do you have any final words, call-outs, shout-outs to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/BadgerPowell?
No.
Okay, that's very useful, thank you. Thank you for tuning in, though, to this series between Roleswap and Rarecandy. I will be hosting Killer Karate, who is casting Sheesh versus MD12 Rejects after this is done. Thank you for tuning in, though. If you enjoyed my cast, want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord, please. Badger number 5713, and as always, have a great night.